Well, thank you, Mr. President, and we thank you for the leadership of Senator from Texas and Alabama on this issue that's important to literally millions of Americans, as you talked about. But, first of all, let the record show that today the Democrats objected to a Republican-led IVF Protection Act. The Democrats objected to protecting IVF. This is personal to so many people up here. It's personal to many Republican senators. I would suppose a half a dozen of us so far have a family member, maybe a child or a grandchild because of IVF, staff thanks to IVF. Maybe it's as personal to me as anybody up here. For some 30 years of my life, I had the opportunity, the privilege of delivering a baby most every day. And certainly just nothing but fond memories of each one of those opportunities to give a baby to a new mom and dad and just see the smile on their faces and see their lives change forever. But not everybody was that fortunate. Not everybody is that fortunate. 10 to 15% of Americans have an infertility problem. 10 to 15% of married couples struggle to have children. And that's why I work so hard to have an infertility clinic, a place where people could come, travel hundreds of miles to get help with their infertility treatments. And certainly there were many basic things we could do, and we helped thousands of women and helped them have a baby. But if we weren't successful, the next step was in vitro fertilization. And personally, I'm proud that I participated in hundreds of IVF cycles, successful cycles, and delivered many babies from in vitro fertilization. The country needs to know that Republicans believe in IVF, that we support it. I've never heard one Republican senator up here say anything else. I've not heard any state trying to take this down. So I'm proud to stand up here today and support Senator Britt's and Senator Cruz's bill to protect in vitro fertilization. We're going to have an opportunity tomorrow on a show bill. We'll have a show vote on a show bill. Senator Duckworth's bill on IVF has poison pills that not many Republicans can tolerate. The first poison pill is it denies freedom of religion, as Senator Cruz talked about. Freedom of religion. The bill we'll be voting on tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned, is unconstitutional. That as a physician, a Christian physician, a God-fearing Christian, there are certain things that I will not participate in. But I happen to believe that in vitro fertilization is a gift from God, that God has given us this technology to do good with. And I want to make sure that we apply that. But there will be certain hospitals and physicians that don't want to participate in IVF. But the Democrats' bill tomorrow forces that physician and that hospital to participate against their conscience. I think that's a violation of religious freedom. The second poison pill in that legislation, the bill's definitions are too broad. They create an unlimited, unfettered right to all reproductive technologies. And you'd have to assume that that includes cloning and gene editing. Are we ready to go out there and force hospitals and doctors to participate in cloning and gene editing? I just don't think America's ready for that. And here's the third issue, the third poison pill that's being ignored, is this legislation by Senator Duckworth requires infertility clinics to go right to IVF, that they can skip all the other easier steps, if you will. And I won't bore the rest of the Senate with some of those easier things that we could do, but there are many things you can do for infertility before jumping to IVF. And I just don't think that that's good legislation to overregulate that patient-physician relationship. So it's a great honor to come here today. Every day, today, 200 babies were born from in vitro fertilization. 200. Let's celebrate those babies. We are the party of pro-family and pro-life. We support protecting in vitro fertilization. I asked this chamber to come together and celebrate the blessings of in vitro fertilization as opposed to mounting political disinformation campaigns that are disingenuous to the beliefs of so many in our conference. As I said before, the Republican Party stands as the pro-family party, and nothing embodies this more than welcoming a new baby into loving arms. Standing with these families means offering them encouragement and support in their journey towards safe and secure in vitro fertilization treatment. Our commitment to protecting life ensures that every family has the chance to experience that joy of parenthood through in vitro fertilization. Our priority is always to make it easier for families to have a baby, not harder. We must understand that there's over 8 million families now where IVF has answered their prayer. And that's why, again, I'm so honored to stand here beside Senators Cruz and Britt and champion this pro-family legislation and guarantee access to in vitro fertilization to all Americans. Thank you, and I yield back.